Okay. Maybe I should just get rid of that for now. Close Steam. ChatGPT. Oh, if you're tech savvy, you can automate stream creation using YouTube's API. That sounds awesome. Should we do that? Okay, so the thing is every time you stream on YouTube, you have to select a thumbnail, a title, and a description, and you have to like do that every time, and it's getting annoying to where I just don't even select a thumbnail because I want presets, bro. Like if I know I'm going to be doing something consistently, I want to be able to make a preset. How could I make a how could I use the YouTube API? We might do this. I've never done this. Google Cloud Console. Bro, ChatGPT is so annoying. Does it have to be Python? No way. I'm just confused. What am I doing right now? How do I get? Um, Small company? I mean, I guess. Yo. Okay, maybe I don't code that on stream. I have to use like a key and everything. And I have to connect that to Google. Well, I'm already streaming, so I guess there's no point, right? I can do this on my own time. I didn't even think that YouTube had an API, but I mean, obviously they have an API. How else would OBS connect to it? Yeah, I'm excited to do that eventually. I'm gonna make my own little console app to where I can make presets for streams and then I will also add like a series number to it. So every time I stream, it'll automatically add an extra 1 to the stream. So it's like part 1, part 2. And it'll auto update that every time I stream. And then I'll make it track like the stream times, like how long the stream was at the end. So next time I try to boot it up, or not even that, when I go to stream again, actually, how is it going to know when I'm streaming? I guess when I create a new broadcast through the app. I don't know. Or maybe you could just use the same broadcast. Yeah, I have to add credentials. Client secrets.secrets. Yeah, I'm definitely not showing all this on stream. We're not doing that. Oh, shoot. I forgot. I'm not in Unity. Okay, so what we had before is basically a working mesh generation script. And then we added placing and breaking Vox. What the? Hold up. I'm confused why it's moving. Now I'm moving backwards. That's so weird. Okay, so we added destruction of voxels and placing of voxels. Now, what I want to do is real quick, we're going to switch out the place to be like black with 20. And destroy will be black with 90. So now you could see. Actually, wait. Place will be white. Unlit. No. URP, and then let's go lit. Because then we can turn emission on. Okay, emission's not going to work with the transparent object, though. That doesn't matter. I wonder if I... Okay, here, let's try to make a shader real quick. URP unlit shader graph. And this is going to be called highlight shader. And let's go in here with a color. This is going to be a emission color. We're going to turn it to HDR. And just throw that in there. It's literally all it needs. For now. And then we'll drag this onto the place one. And just like that. We can now affect that. And then we're going to go in here. And we're actually going to do a Fresnel effect. See what this looks like. Multiply this with this. And then that's our color. Fresnel is going to be normal. Yep. And then view direction is going to be, well, both of these are already like there. Power. This is going to be 1. And then let's go ahead and drag this up. So that's not going to work. Dot product of UV split of the X and the Y. Wait, what? Oh, shoot. I forgot. It didn't have that. And that was also with the Fresnel effect as well. This is supposed to multiply right here. X, Y. And then let's also do the dot product of the X, Y. Actually, no, we'll just 1 minus. Ooh. I don't think I can rotate this either. Maybe. No. Fresnel is kind of what I want though, but I really just want the edges to light up. But you know what? I think I'm kind of going overboard, and it was probably good how it was. We're going to go back to URP and unlit. We're going to put this back to like 30 maybe. And then this is going to probably go up to like 120. One bad thing about this is also the lighting, because like I like Unity's lighting for the most part. Obviously, it's a little jagged, but we have an issue when we come down to like a cave, let's say. Now look at that. And I'm not really sure how to fix that. And also, I feel like it should be darker in there, you know? Maybe. Let's turn tone mapping on. Now it's a lot darker. It's also do shadows, midtones, and highlights. So that's black shadows. So we're going to boost it, or we'll darken it a little bit. Midtones, we'll brighten a little bit. And highlights, I don't really see any highlights. We'll do that. Neutral and none. Neutral looks almost like none. I kind of like that. Screen space lens flare. Yo, your PS lens flares now? I mean, like, built into the thing? Oh yeah, we also got interactable blocks. I forgot. So, okay, so what did I want to do? One thing I was thinking about was going into chunk and kind of just taking a look at making it use a greedy mesh system. But I think that's a little too complex right now. So instead, maybe we do a block class. Call this block. And then this is going to be also not mono behavior, but system.serializable. Then this will get a public string type ID, public string name, public int, no, public I might make these scriptable objects. And then we'll do create asset menu. File name is equal to new block. Then menu name is equal to data/block. Public new string name. And then public action block vector3 int and actually no vector3 int on interact public action vector3 int on place on destroy public action block base, maybe, or no, maybe I just don't do scriptable object, and instead this is just system.serializable. And then we make this. I don't want to make it abstract though. On interact and then on tick. Vector3 int. Then we'll call these block datas. And then we'll have, how do I want to do this? Yeah, maybe we get rid of this for now because we're getting a little over our heads. Public texture 2D. Array. Do we want it to be an array? Actually, let's make another class. Public class block material, public, material, maybe? South. Nope. Public texture 2D. East texture. West texture. Public texture 2D. Top texture. Actually, material instances makes more sense. That's how Minecraft does it. And then yeah, because I mean, I'm just trying to think what is the easiest way for me to do this? And where texture 2Ds is nice, I'm also going to have to wrap this into its own atlas. And I want to do it at runtime, preferably. It's going to be a lot more complicated. Because I'm going to have to store the positions of each texture, like whether that's the coordinates on the texture or the UV coordinates of the texture. But I'm thinking UV coordinates because pixel coordinates aren't really going to help me. I mean, they will, but then I'm just going to have to generate the UV coordinates from that anyways, and I'm not going to be using the pixel coordinates for anything else. So what I'm thinking instead is we call this block. And we do have material instances. And then instead of this is going to be strings. Actually, we'll have a public class material instance property, which is going to be a public string public string path. Public I'm going to need ChatGPT for this one. Just to remember how to save an enum property with Newtonsoft. JSON. Yep, public. So we have public string path, we have public, and this will be a public enum called material type. Yeah. Opaque. Transparent. And then that's probably it. Public material type. I'm going to copy that because I'm going to be using that quite a bit. And then public material instance property, string path, material type. And then at the bottom here, we'll do public material instances, and then do that. Then public material instances. Material instant. Yeah, we'll just do lowercase. And then really quickly, what we'll do is test save block. So here we are, and then on start, we're going to save a block. So public, or actually just block is equal to new block. Matter of fact, I have to change that because this needs to have a public block, which is a string type ID. So we'll do air. Air. New block. New property slash blocks. It's parent. Two, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I need to install Newtonsoft. Really? Why doesn't Newtonsoft show up? It's so annoying. Newtonsoft. Newtonsoft, JSON, Unity. I think it's because it's deprecated. Probably. Scopes? Wait, what? I'm getting tired of that because it literally shows up in Unity's packages. But it only does that when you manually install it. I understand that they don't want you using it and they want you using theirs, but theirs sucks. Like I really just want to get this to stay here so It's so annoying. Anyways, let's go ahead and use it now. So string JSON is equal to JSON convert dot serialize object block formatting dot indented. And then I also want to go back into block. And then right here, we want to do JSON converter, string enum converter. Then we could do file dot write all text path dot combine, and then probably assets application dot persistent data path assets resources, or no, assets, yeah, blocks, and then error.json. Then we'll do JSON. Which also means I need to go in here and do assets blocks. And now if I go ahead and drag this onto anything, just load it up really quick, should now see there's an error.json. And if I open it, we can see this. And then actually, we'll do a public material instance property. And this will be all. And then as well as all of these except for that one. Oh. This one is going to get that JSON converter. And then type of or name of JSON property. And then this will be star. Then up here, we'll also add nullable enable. And this will be question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. And then all. Which now means should just be able to pass that, right? Do I have to specify null? Shouldn't have to. Maybe I just say equals null. There we go. Then I think it shouldn't like try to overwrite it, or it should just overwrite it. Null. JSON converter equals new JSON converter dot nullable dot. What is this from? Newtonsoft. I don't do anything with this. This is why I love ChatGPT. It's little things like this where I can now come up here and do value handling is equal to ignore. So now if I play, yep. Maybe I do call this identifier. Keep it consistent with fire. Actually, no, we'll call it type ID here. But this will be JSON property with identifier. And then this one will be material instance instances. It just looks cleaner this way. I don't like the camel case. Identifier, name, material instances, and then we'll be able to use this right here, transparent. Also, let's go down here and swap that out. Because again, it just looks kind of goofy when it's capital like that and then everything else is lowercase. Bring this out. Bring this out. And then bring this out. And then this entire thing. We don't need system not serializable, but we will put namespace blocks. Now using blocks. Okay. Now that should be no different. Yep, no different. So now what we can do is set up the rest of this. So if that's like that, then we'll go in here and we'll go textures. And we'll load, where is it? Grass. Shit, I didn't think about the normal. Grass, normal. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Let's also bring that here. God damn it. I don't know why it's doing that. Blocks. Fix now. There we go. And then back in here. our material instance property is going to get, instead of path, it's going to be albedo. And then normal. The normal will be same as this, where it can be null. String normal. This dot normal equals normal. Equals null. So like that. Now we have transparent albedo. So now let's go ahead and add grass. So grass block. JSON. Let's just copy all this. Oh. G, and then we'll have another one called normal. Grass underscore normal. And this will be opaque. I kind of want to see what it would take to make an extension for VS Code. Oh, that looks very annoying to do. I'm not doing that. But like this should work. So then in here, let's add a function to get blocks. Public block list. Get blocks. String blocks path is equal to path.combine assets blocks. String array, and this will be files, file paths equals file dot, or no, directory dot get files at blocks path. search pattern. Search option dot all directories. Star maybe? I don't know. In C# Unity, how to use or how to get all files ending in JSON. I think it's like this. It is. Okay, perfect. And then we'll do for each file pass string JSON is equal to file.readAllText. And then we'll do block is equal to JSON convert, and then cast that into a block. And then a list of blocks, blocks.add, return blocks. Then we'll do a list of blocks, goes new list. This will be an underscore equals get blocks. And then back over here, I do actually want to add system.serializable to all of these. So then if I look, we should see that it's not doing anything. What? Oh, this is gotta be public. So right now it's 0. Let's populate it by playing. And it got none. Weird. Blocks equals get blocks. ending in .json. Then debug.log file paths.length, I guess. It's logging 2. I'm dumb. I was returning the wrong blocks. I'm tired, that's what I am. There we go. Should work. Yep. Air and then grass block. I'm confused now. But anyways, I guess we could do a dictionary of strings to blocks. And then we'll have another one. So this one will be ints or bytes, I guess. For now. Block. Indices. We'll do a list of blocks. Called blocks. And then we'll do for each block in blocks. And we'll do blocks.add string key, which is block dot type ID, then block, and then block indices dot add. And I is equal to 0, and then we'll pass I and block. We'll cast this as a byte. Now that should populate with 2 upon startup. And then we'll do public texture 2D generate atlas. Then we'll do block IDs. We'll do blocks, and then this one will be called blocks. Then we'll have a list of blocks. Equals new list of blocks. And we'll say blocks is equal to that. Then we'll say for each blocks See, the thing is that we're going to have to go over each one. So what I should do is int unique textures equals 0. And then we'll do list of strings texture paths equals new list of strings, and then we'll do we'll do a dictionary maybe. I'm not sure if dictionaries or lists would be more efficient. List of strings unique paths equals new list. And then block dot material instances dot all dot albedo. And then if block dot material instances dot all dot normal does not equal null, then texture paths dot add block dot material instances dot normal, and then if block dot material instances dot south dot albedo or south does not equal null, then if block dot material instances dot south dot albedo actually this is texture paths dot add, because at this point we already, like, if it's not null then we're definitely adding that. And And then this is block.materialinstance.south.normal does not equal null. Then texture paths.add block.materialinstance.south.normal. Then we'll copy this for all the other faces. So south, north, up, down, east, west. So south, north, east, west, top, bottom. And then for each texture paths, texture path dot if unique paths dot contains texture path does not contain texture path, then add it. And at the very end here, now we know all the unique texture paths. So now we can check all the sizes, maybe? How do I want to do this? Because I kind of want to generate a square atlas. I don't want to generate in one direction, even though that'd be easier. But textures are going to be different sizes. So this is going to do that. And then this uses the bin packing algorithm. get textures. And this will be a list of texture 2Ds. And then for each path in unique paths, texture 2D list, textures equals new list. And then we'll do if file.exist path and textures dot add new texture 2D wait textures dot add texture 2D dot load. How do I do this? I think I just do texture 2D texture goes new texture 0 1 1, I guess. Texture format RGBA 32 true. Then texture dot load image. And we'll do file dot read all bytes path non-readable false texture. I don't know if I have to apply after this. I might have to. Texture dot apply. Return textures. Okay, so now up here, I can do list of texture 2Ds, textures, and we'll say get textures, and we'll say texture 2D atlas equals generate atlas with textures to array, I guess. Then I'll just file.write all bytes application.persistent data path. Whoa. Path.combine application.persistent data path, and then atlas.png. And the bytes are atlas.encode to PNG. Let's generate atlas. Okay. New texture 2D. Hmm. I wonder if it's just not getting any. I guess I could log debug.log unique paths count. Probably about to get off here in a sec too. Three. But I think it's because air. If block dot type ID equals air, continue. So now we have two paths. So we're not using place directs, but that it's good to know. It's failing. So I guess I just don't do that. PNG. Textures, grass. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm being dumb. This is okay. Path dot combine application dot persistent data path plus path. Yep. Also, this is going to be plus assets. There we go. Should work. Nope. That's debug.log image path. What? Wait, what? Why is it not logging the path? What? Oh, pff. It was never getting there. Now let's look. I mean, sure. Public dictionary string. This is going to be the texture path. And it will return a rec. Texture atlas rex. And so right here, let's bring this down here. Textures. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm too tired to do this right now, though. So we'll probably have to do this another time.